Identity verified. You have entered SYB3R S0RY, your guide into the breach. What the threat reports don't publish. What the breach notifications don't disclose. What the underground already knows. Delivered cold. Delivered precise. No filters, no reassurance, just the signal. Initializing transmission. The attacker passed the background check, showed up on time, did good work, was liked by their manager, trusted by their team, and praised in their performance review. And for 11 months, they quietly copied hundreds of gigabytes of proprietary data to a personal device. No malware, no phishing email, no suspicious login from a foreign country. Every single access was made with a real badge, a real account, and real permissions, granted by the company itself. The perimeter never failed, because the attacker was never on the wrong side of it. IMJAX. This is SYB3R. Transmission begins now. Every security budget is built around one picture. The attacker is out there, and the company is in here. Firewalls face outward. Threat intelligence tracks foreign crews and ransomware gangs. The entire industry is a wall, and walls have one assumption built into every brick. The threat is outside, but year after year, the breach investigations tell a quieter story. A significant share of incidents, roughly 1 in 5 by some published industry counts, involves someone inside an employee, a contractor, a partner with legitimate access. And those numbers are almost certainly low because insider incidents are the ones companies are least eager to report. No company wants to announce that the threat was on payroll. The most expensive attacks are often not break-ins at all. They are walkouts. Insiders come in 3 kinds, and only one of them thinks of themselves as an attacker. The malicious insider acts on purpose. Revenge, money, ideology, or a job offer from a competitor that comes with a quiet request to bring the files along. The negligent insider means no harm and does plenty anyway. The engineer who copies a database to a personal laptop to work over the weekend. The manager who emails a spreadsheet of customer records to the wrong address. Most insider damage looks like this. Not treason, shortcuts. And the compromised insider is not really the actor at all. Their account is. A stolen password, a hijacked session, and an outside attacker now walks through the building, wearing an employee's face. 3 different problems. 1 common feature. Every one of them looks like normal business to almost every security tool you own. If you want one case that shows how bad it can get, study what happened at Ubiquiti. A senior developer named Nickolas Sharp had the kind of access senior developers have: cloud infrastructure, source code, the keys to the company's digital estate. In late 2020, he used that access to quietly download gigabytes of confidential data. Then he sent the company a ransom demand, posing as an anonymous hacker, asking for nearly $2 million in cryptocurrency. When the company refused to pay, he switched masks. He went to the press, pretending to be a whistleblower, claiming the company had mishandled a catastrophic breach. The stock fell hard. Billions of dollars of market value, erased by a story the attacker himself had planted. And the whole time, he was on the inside, sitting in the incident response, watching the company chase the hacker he had invented. Sharp was caught by a detail that should make every would-be insider sweat. During the data theft, he hid behind a VPN, and for one brief moment, his connection dropped. The next request went out carrying his real home address. 1 packet, 1 slip. Federal investigators did the rest, and in 2023, he was convicted and sentenced to federal prison. But do not let the ending reassure you, because the next case had no ransom and no mask at all. At Tesla, 2 former employees took the personal records of more than 75,000 current and former staff, names, addresses, social security data, and handed them to a foreign newspaper. The company only learned the source because the journalists told them. No exploit was written, no system was hacked. The data walked out the same way it does in most insider cases, through the front door, in the hands of someone who was allowed to hold it. Checkpoint. A question before we continue. How did investigators catch the Ubiquiti insider, Nickolas Sharp? Option A. His antivirus flagged the files he was copying. Option B. His VPN connection dropped for a moment and exposed his real home address. Option C. A coworker reported him after seeing the ransom note. Lock in your answer and drop it in the comments. The answer is B. While stealing the data, he hid behind a VPN, but for one brief moment the connection dropped and the next request carried his real home address. One packet, one slip, and the investigators did the rest. Now, flip your perspective, because the criminal economy saw all of this long before the defenders did. Why spend $1 million on a zero-day exploit when an unhappy employee costs a fraction of that? Ransomware crews have openly advertised for insiders. At one point, attackers were mass emailing employees of target companies, offering them a cut of the ransom, sometimes $1 million or more, just to run a file on a work computer. The Lapsus group, the teenagers who humiliated some of the biggest tech companies on Earth, posted public recruitment notices, looking for employees at telecom carriers, game studios, call centers, access bought with cash. Telecom insiders have been bribed a few $100s at a time to run SIM swaps that emptied cryptocurrency accounts. Every disgruntled employee, every drowning in debt contractor, every bored support tech is now a potential entry point with a market price. And the reason this market works is a problem hiding in plain sight at almost every company on Earth. Too many people have too much access. Companies grow, teams shift, projects end, and permissions only ever seem to accumulate. The analyst who moved departments 3 years ago still has the old team's drives. The contractor whose project ended still has a working login. The developer has production access because once, in some forgotten emergency, it was faster that way. Security teams call this privilege creep, and audits find it everywhere. Unused accounts, stale permissions, administrator rights, handed out like parking passes. Every one of those permissions is harmless right up until the day its owner gets angry, gets careless, or gets recruited. The insider threat is not a few bad people. It is thousands of unlocked doors waiting for one bad day. So why don't the tools catch it? Companies spend fortunes on data loss prevention software, systems built to stop sensitive files from leaving. And insiders walk past them every day, because detection tools hunt for things that look wrong, and an insider's actions look right. A real account, real hours, real job functions. The salesperson exporting the customer list might be building a forecast or walking it to a competitor. The bytes look identical. Slow theft beats every threshold. A gigabyte, a day for a year, hides under the noise floor of normal work. Photos of a screen defeat every filter ever written. And when something does get flagged, the alert lands in a queue with 10,000 others, where it reads as employee doing their job. The tools are not broken. They were aimed at intruders, and the insider is not intruding. They are simply taking what they were given. Now raise the stakes, because the buyers are not just criminals anymore. Intelligence services discovered decades ago that recruiting one cleared engineer beats 10 years of hacking, and the digital economy made recruitment scalable. Professional networking sites became hunting grounds, fake recruiters, flattering offers, a paid consulting gig that slowly turns into requests for internal documents. Western agencies have publicly warned that thousands of their citizens have been approached this way. And then there is the newest variant, the insider who was never real. Investigators and the FBI have documented campaigns where remote IT workers, hired through legitimate job postings with polished resumes and stolen or fabricated identities, were actually operatives funneling salaries and access to a sanctioned state. Some companies discovered their newest remote developer did not exist at all. The interview was real, the person was not. Hiring itself has become an attack surface. Checkpoint. One more question. Which kind of insider does not think of themselves as an attacker at all? Option A, the negligent insider, who takes shortcuts and means no harm. Option B, the malicious insider, acting for revenge or money. Option C, the recruited insider, paid by a ransomware crew. Lock in your answer and drop it in the comments. The answer is A. The negligent insider means no harm and does plenty anyway. The engineer copying a database to a personal laptop. The manager emailing records to the wrong address. Most insider damage is not treason, it is shortcuts. And insider access does not just create breaches, it multiplies them. Think back to the supply chain attacks, the poison-build pipeline, the backdoored update. Every one of those operations gets easier, faster, and quieter, with one set of legitimate credentials on the inside. An insider can tell an attacker which security tools are deployed, which alerts are actually read, where the crown jewels live, and when the team that watches them goes home for the night. The hardest part of any intrusion is the learning curve, months of careful exploring inside an unfamiliar network, every step risking an alarm. Insider knowledge deletes that learning curve. That is why access brokers price a credential with context. This login, this role, this is what they can reach, far above a bare password. The insider economy is not a separate threat. It is the lubricant for every other attack we have covered on this channel. Underneath it all sits a problem no product can patch. Culture. Security teams want friction, verification, approvals, audits. The business wants speed. Ship the feature, close the deal, make the quarter. In that fight, speed wins almost every time, and each win quietly hands out more access, fewer checks, more trust on credit. Then there is the human layer. Insider programs fail in two opposite directions. Companies that monitor nothing, out of misplaced trust or fear of seeming paranoid, and companies that surveil everything, poisoning morale until loyal employees start to feel like suspects, which, ironically, is exactly the resentment that creates insiders. The organizations that get it right treat insider risk the way they treat safety, not a witch hunt. A system that assumes good people have bad days and makes the bad day survivable, which is exactly where the defense begins. What actually works? First, least privilege, enforced for real. Every account gets exactly the access its job requires, nothing more, and access expires when the project ends. The intern should not be able to reach the merger documents, and neither should most vice presidents. Second, make offboarding instant. The day someone resigns, is terminated, or ends a contract, every credential dies, not at the end of the week, that afternoon. Most insider theft clusters around departure. Third, watch behavior, not people. Baseline what normal looks like for each role, and alert on the deviation. The engineer pulling 50 times their usual volume. The account suddenly active at 3 in the morning. Judge actions, not personalities. Fourth, separate the crown jewels. Source code, customer data, financials, deal documents behind extra approval, with access logged and reviewed by a human. Fifth, give people a way out. Fair pay, a real grievance process, and an open door before the resentment curdles. The cheapest insider program is an employee who has no reason to burn you. He stole the data, sent anonymous ransom demands posing as an external hacker. Then, according to the DOJ indictment, continued in his employee role at the company throughout the investigation, while secretly being the insider who had staged the attack. That is not fiction. That is Ubiquiti, 2021. The attacker was in the room. He had credentials, he had access, he had standing. The breach that looks most like normal operations is often the hardest to catch. Full story on the channel. Per the Verizon Data Breach Investigations Report, A significant share of corporate breaches involves an insider, a figure the DBIR itself notes is likely understated, as many insider incidents are never formally reported. Your firewall faces outward. The attacker has a real account, real hours, real permissions you granted. Many legacy perimeter tools are optimized for external threats. The insider is not intruding. They are simply taking what they were given. Full story on the channel. The wall around your network is real, and it works. But the most dangerous attacker was never outside it. They have a badge, they have a login, they have a reason or a price or just a very bad day. The countermeasure is custody of trust itself. Grant access like it costs money. Revoke it like it is a weapon. Watch behavior, not faces, and treat the people inside the wall well enough that the market finds nothing to buy. The insider economy only profits, while trust is handed out faster than it is taken back. Disconnect from the carrier node by hitting subscribe. Audit your access before the next transmission drops. Stay dark, stay vigilant. Next, transmission. Somewhere on a private forum, a database is being sold. Usernames, passwords, browser histories, the digital lives of 11 million people. One of them might be you. Transmission complete. The breach is documented. The vector is confirmed. Subscribe to maintain access. Like to amplify the signal. Stay dark, stay vigilant.